enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulation through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulation through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulation through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. Sanje joda zoge jonam no janjo pado dane yapso dage jinzo gebe zonam ge dola benjire sanje nubare shu sanje joda pado dane yapso dage jinzo gebe zonam ge dola benjire sanje nubare shu Sanje joda zoge jonam no chanjo bado dane yapsush Dage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benjere sanye dubara isho Om ye dharma heto prabhavam hetom desham dathagato hyevatat Desham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Etu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Hyevatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Hyevatat Desham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from Yatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Gate Bodhiswatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswaha. Okay, we will read from The Benefits of Awakening Mind, Chapter 1 of Guide to the Bodhisattva Life. Where is it? In Russian, you have the book, Guide to the Bodhisattva Life, the book, and others, where is it? Huh? The Benefits of Awakening Mind, Chapter 1, A Guide to the Bodhisattva Life. Huh? 176. Okay, this book meaning that in the Russians you have you have brought the book. This and then those dependent on English dependents. You also try to get the book, the Guided Bodhisattva Life. In fact, I personally carry this book in Tibetan Guided Bodhisattva of Life, complete book. It's not that big. That will always I carry that with me, and English is here. English, there's so many translations there, and this is from the Library of Tibetan Books Archives. If you could buy from there, it'll cost you 270 rupees. If you buy from Amazon, 2,000. Right? From here, it'll cost you 270. Amazon, 2,000. Yeah. Huh? It's here. Okay, it's here available. Then you don't even have to go down. You can get it from here. From Tushita here. You can get this. Okay. In fact, okay, just a little bit of digression here is that what we learn, like Four Seals, Wisdom of Emptiness, Bodhichitta, and each of these topics, for this you can sit for retreat. It is like to rejuvenate what you've learned. You can sit for retreat. Usually, when speak about the retreat in the Tibetan tradition, people say I should retreat. Minimum is like 1 to 3 months minimum. Otherwise, average like 3 years. Or some people lifelong retreats. Lifelong, they go in the mountains. For example, one of my teachers, it was lifelong retreatant. And lifelong, just you spend your time and then you keep meditating. And then the others would sit for temporary retreats. Some like 3 years retreat. Some maybe like 6 months, 7 months, and so forth. But for people like us who don't really have time or who have to really work for your livelihood, we can sit for like 10-day retreat. And even for some people, I understand it. When I heard that, it was quite. I couldn't believe that people can't really get 10-day in stretch. They cannot. They find it very difficult to get the holiday for 10-day. And if you get like 1 week retreat is also permissible. Then if nothing works, long weekends, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, as it is, sometimes Monday happens to be holiday. And for Israelis, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday you have to go back, right? So the point is that even 1 day is also fine. If at all you don't get any time, in 1 day, say a solid day, get up early in the morning, like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock you get up and start a session like at 6 o'clock and take a shower or whatever to be done, and then make offerings a little bit, and then the sit nicely and how we do this morning practice, you can do that. You can design your whole practice on basis of this. And then what about the remaining day? The remaining days, in the afternoon, you keep a short break. Afternoon is going to be a little heavy. Give a short break like 2 hours, a little bit of rest, do some light reading. Light reading doesn't mean that reading stories and so forth, but reading biographies of the great masters, Indian great masters, but the Tibetan great masters, His Holiness's biography. These biographies will inspire us. And nowadays, many of these biographies, they're already translated to English. They're available there. You can read this. And then again in the evening, again you do one session and focus more on meditation if you focus on it. Bodhicitta, since you already know what is bodhicitta, you already know what is wisdom of emptiness, the Four Seals. Make sure that all these practices are there. But if you want to, where you want to, the focus on where. In bodhicitta, then majority of the part you spend on bodhicitta. Just take your time, and then you tell you. Particularly those people who are very close to you, you inform them that don't worry about me. I may not contact you that day. I'll sit for my personal retreat. And if you get, say, like long weekend, and there's a possibility for people to visit you randomly coming to your house, like friends and so forth, then who are those people? You identify them and inform them in advance, but give your retreat low profile. So the what is that, modern audience, modern people, all of us, they tend to always, I say for retreat, and you have to, like, what do you call it? Telecast. Yes, I said for retreat. Oh, it's amazing experience, right? And then no, keep it very low profile. So particularly with the spiritual practice, you do it, but keep it very low profile. You getting it? For example, if you go to my teacher, Venerable hut, retreat hut, he is later on we discovered that he is a full-time practitioner of these shamatha meditation, Lamrim practice, bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness, tantra, everything. You go there, you will not find any. You don't even get a clue that, say, for example, in many of the houses, people who a little bit of tantra practice, they have all these the very elegant frame, tanga of the tantric deities there. No, you don't find the real tantric practitioners. You go there, you will not get any clue that he or she is practicing tantra. You will not get any clue. So the point is keep these things very low profile, because what's the purpose of this practice? Hey, to say no to self-grasping ignorance. You're getting it? And because by saying no to self-grasping ignorance, it says no to ego. You're getting it? It says no to I. I said for retreat. Right? Oh, my retreat is amazing. I said for retreat, it's a very special retreat. No, ego is boosted. Whole purpose of retreat is defeated. So keep these things very low profile. Do it. Low profile doesn't mean that you don't do anything and then nothing to show, right? Do it, but keep it very low profile, right? And then some people, I remember, says somebody must be meditating. So nowadays, of course, I'll not what is that? Bump into somebody's house uninformed. Earlier, you say, like, for example, in Tibet, in the olden times in India, or wherever, where the culture is amazingly beautiful. There's compassion, love, and affection. This is the basic framework of the society, like India, Tibet, Ladakh, and so forth. So there, any visitor can knock at your door, and you see that you are a visitor. They will give you a place to stay. And this is not only in India and Tibet and so forth. Even in the West, in the olden times, everywhere in the West, it must be the case. So now, with the globalization, with the modernization, things become very complicated. And even to receive people, unknown persons, very scary nowadays, right? It's not that you're being unkind. It's also very risky. So what I'm saying is that, what is it saying? Don't laugh. Help me. Not boost your ego. You're getting it? So do the retreats. So these girls, they don't know that I'm going to become old. They think that, how come that your memory is so bad, right? They think that I'm as old, as young as they are. So let's wait when you become 50s. Then I'll see you. Okay, so what I'm saying is that do you practice retreats, 10-day retreat, 5-day retreat? If not, they say the long weekends. If not, Sunday, whatever holiday that you get, full 1-day holiday, even that you can serve a retreat, but keep it low profile. Keep it low profile. Finally, growth should be it's not about people. You have to know the people that you are doing something. No, for you to be happy. And it's the irony, actually. You want people to know, telecast, broadcast, that I'm doing the retreat so that you feel happy. This is not real happiness. The real happiness is when the growth takes place from within. That's the real happiness. So keep it low profile. Keep doing it. Be consistent. Keep doing something. Daily practice. 10 minutes is fine. Don't start with 2 hours, 3 hours a day. Don't start with that. Start with 10, 15 minutes. Whatever we're doing, Do it very concise, 10-15 minutes a day. For example, Refugee Bodhichitta, Ye Dharma Mantra. And then if nothing works, then the foundation of all good qualities, the roadmap, read it. Then the Bodhichitta verse, right? And then 1 or 2 verses, dedication prayer. Finish, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, finish, you go for your work. You're getting it? And then later on, then gradually expand it. As the consistency builds up, then keep expanding it. Then half an hour, 1 hour, right? Then somehow you take out like half an hour, 1 hour a day. And then gradually you feel more stabilized, grounded. And you can sit for like more the retreats, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 10 days, and so forth. And when you sit for retreat, like say 1 week, more than 1 week, see if you can go to another place rather than in your own place. Go to another place but of course, make sure that your health is not neglected. Your health, your food, of course, the sleep is in your hand, meaning that you minimum get like 6 to 7 hours of sleep. And then the food, when you go to some other place, the food is a complication. Make sure that you don't neglect your food. This is so important. Make sure that the food of your choice, what you require, they are all there. And if that is there, then you can go to another place, sit for this retreat. For example, so we survived the last 10 days here in Tushita. You getting it? It's a different place. And somehow you can manage. Sleep is in your hand, and the food we manage. So this is how you go somewhere else for like 1 week. Not necessary. For example, I personally sometimes I do the retreat in my own place for like 1 month, sometimes 2 months in my own place. In my case, say sometimes I have to say, of course, I cannot do in Tibet House. In Tibet House is office space, so people invariably staff they come to meet me. So I stay in my place quarter, office quarter. What is that? Yes, office quarter. There, staff quarter. I stay there and do my practice there, and then the office, in case if they need to meet me, they can meet. Little flexible. And then that way I can do both things. Office work is also not neglected. My retreat is also done. And in case nothing works, then stay in your own room. You can do a practice there. So if you are to stay there for like, say 1 week, 10 days, so forth, then cut down all the unnecessary communications. The phone calls, WhatsApp messages, all these things. Just inform the closest friends, families. Tell them that I'll be in retreat for 1 week. And no need to worry. I'll take care of myself, right? For them, you have to inform, because otherwise they may worry. And then the other people is fine, right? You don't have to send the announcement to everybody that I'm sitting for retreat. Don't contact me. Wonder why I was saying this was one time somebody was meditating, and I didn't know that. I just bumped into the person. That was many years ago when I was in my 20s. I bumped into the person and knocked the door, and the person opened the door. And the person wrote, "Don't you know that I'm meditating?" If you go to a very traditional Tibet meditator, if you happen to Chidunla is here. Okay. Sushmita, would you mind bringing that girl inside? Or Chidunla's there? Yeah, good. No problem. No. They're coming. Chidunla's there because she feels shy. Yeah, then she'll come. Okay. So the point is that if you go to a traditional Tibetan meditator, right, and they've been meditating for months, years, and they happen to bump in their house, right, knock at the door, they open the door, they will never, this will even not come to the mind that, don't you know that I'm meditating? They will not ask this. They'll say, can I help you? Where did you come from? Where do you come from? They'll be concerned about you. You getting it? they will not feel bothered. They will not feel disturbed. This is a difference. You're getting it? So therefore, say even when you're meditating, if somebody accidentally bumps into your room, and meaning that knock the door, if you happen to open the door, and then they make sure that all these are under control. Don't you know that I'm meditating, right? This should not come to your mind. You're getting it? With this, say my teacher would say, amazing. Today I think of him just amazing. Sometimes he would say that some people, for them, even if you see somebody dying there, and it's time for you to your meditation, you say, I'm very sorry, I have to meditate. What for are you meditating? So that you become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. You don't have to pray that may I be able to benefit all the beings. There's somebody there who needs your help. Right there, you can see it. Right? So you go there to help this person. That is a real meditation in action. You're getting it? So these are the ironies that oftentimes we see ourselves in very oftentimes. So these are things that we need to learn. And some people, I would say, even some foreigners, Westerners, Indians, very educated Indians, they deliberately try to be with friends with the traditional Tibetans so that they can learn the beauty of the heart inside from them. They mimic them. They learn from them. This is so precious. Let's not forget it. Okay. So with this in mind, when you do meditate, sit for a retreat on Bodhichitta, I would highly recommend reading this chapter. Chapter 1 of the Guide to the Bodhisattva of Life. Okay. Russian, you raise your book up there. Show the book. Guide to the Bodhisattva of Life. Yes, this is a book. And the one who has this book, Andrea, your book, raise your hand. So this is in English. Yes, Sharipamam, there's one in English, in Tibetan, and then in English there are many translations. You're getting it? So usually I prefer this translation. One, that this is something which it has, except for chapter 9. Chapter 9 is not in verse form, while the original Tibetan has it in verse form. And whereas this is in the prose form, and what is written there is helpful. But then for the purpose of like retreats, study, and so forth, teachings and so forth, we need to have the verse form. So was it originally did by somebody else, then I translated, or I translated myself. So there's my own version of this, chapter 9, in English, in the verse form. That is there. So except for chapter 9, the rest I prefer to use this one. Many of the others, they are very good ones, but they are usually in prose form, not in the verse form. Okay, so it's good if you can read this whenever you begin your retreats. This chapter 1, the benefit of generating bodhicitta, because we feel so inspired to practice bodhicitta, and when you read this, you feel the benefit. And then when you do the practice, it's going to be much more vibrant and more effective. Okay. 176. Okay. We're going to read this together. And as I said earlier, whenever you read the verses, words flow, 1. Another version is words flow, meanings reflected. And then those who practice bodhicitta for a long term, you have the words flow, the meanings reflected, and the experiences invoked. But if the third one is not yet happening, don't worry. Let us focus on number 1, number 2, meaning that the meanings must be reflected to the best you can. Ready? Okay. The benefits of the awakened mind, chapter 1, are guided to the Bodhisattva of life by Bodhisattva Shantideva. Respectfully, I prostrate myself to the Sugatas, who are endowed with the Dhammakaya, as well as to the noble children, and to all who are worthy of veneration. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vows of the Buddha's children. Okay, here Buddha student meaning bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas, like the prince, eventually become the king. Likewise, the bodhisattvas, they are referred to as children because they are children of the Buddha, because they will eventually become the Buddhas. 1b. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vows of the Buddha's children, the meaning of which I've condensed in accordance with the scriptures. There's nothing here that has not been explained before, and I've no skill in the art of rhetoric. I therefore have no thought that this might be of benefit to others. I write this in order to acquaint through my mind, for I do the acquaintance with what is wholesome. The force of my faith may increase because of these words. If, however, these words are seen by others, equal in fortune to myself, it may be meaningful for them. Leisure and endowment are very hard to find, and since they accomplish what is meaningful for the beings, if I do not take advantage of them now, how will such a perfect opportunity come about again? Just a flash of lightning on a dark, cloudy night, for an instant brightly illuminates all. Likewise, in this world, through the might of the Buddha, a wholesome thought rarely and briefly appears. Hence, virtue is perpetually feeble, the great strength of negativity is being extremely intense, and except for the fully awakened mind, by what other virtue will they be overcome? All the Buddhas who have contemplated for many eons have seen it to be beneficial, for by it the limitless masses of beings will quickly attain the supreme state of bliss. Those who wish to destroy the many sorrows of their conditioned existence, those who wish to all beings to experience a multitude of joys, and those who wish to experience much happiness, to never forsake the awakening. So here the awakened mind means a bodhicitta, the desire to become Buddha, desire to become awakened for the benefit of sentient beings. 9. The moment an awakening mind arises in those fettered and weak in the jail of cyclic existence, they will be named the child of the Sugatas and will be revered by both humans and gods of the world. It is like the supreme gold-making elixir, for it transforms the unclean body we have taken into the priceless jewel of the Buddha form, and therefore firmly seized this awakening mind. Since the limitless being of the soul guide of the world has upon thorough investigation seen its preciousness, all beings wishing to be free from the worldly abodes should firmly take hold of this precious awakened mind. All other virtues are like plantain trees, for after bearing fruit they simply perish. Yet the perennial tree of the awakened mind unceasingly bears fruit and thereby flourishes without end. Like entrusting myself to a brave person when great afraid, by entrusting myself to this awakening mind, I shall be swiftly liberated. Even if I have committed extremely unbearable wrongs, why then do the conscientious not devote themselves to this? Just like the fire that enters this age, it instantly consumes all great wrongdoing. Its unfathomable advantages were taught to the disciple Sudhana by the wise Lord Maitreya. In brief, the awakening mind should be understood to be of two types: the mind that aspires to awaken and the mind that ventures to do so, as is understood by the distinction between the aspiring to go and actually going. So the wise understand in turn the distinction between these two. Although great fruits occur in cyclic existence, from the mind that aspires to awaken, an uninterrupted flow of merit does not ensue as it does within the mind. And for those who have perfectly seized this mind, whether from totally liberating the infinite forms of life, from that time hence, even while asleep or unconcerned, a force of merit equal to the sky will perpetually ensue. For the sake of those inclined towards the lesser vehicles, this was logically asserted by the Tathagata himself in the sutra requested by Sabahu. If even the thought to relieve living creatures of merely a headache is a beneficial intention endowed with infinite goodness, then what need is there to mention the wish to dispel the inconceivable misery, wishing every single one of them to realize boundless good qualities? Do even fathers and mothers have such a benevolent intention as this? Do the gods and sages, does even Brahma have it? If those beings have never before ever dreamt of such an attitude for their own sake, how would it ever arise for the sake of others? This intention to benefit all beings, which does not arise in others even for their own sake, is an extraordinary jewel of the mind, and its birth is an unprecedented wonder. How can I fathom the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind, the panacea that relieves the world of pain and is the source of all its joy? If merely beneficent intention excels veneration of the Buddhas, then what need to mention striving to make all beings without exception happy? Although wishing to be rid of misery, they run towards the misery itself. Although wishing to be happy, and like an enemy that ignorantly destroy it. For those who are deprived of happiness and burdened with many sorrows, it satisfies them with joy, dispels all suffering, and clears away ignorance. Where is there a comparable virtue? Where is there even such a friend? Where is there merit similar to this? If whoever repays a kind deed is worthy of some praise, then what need to mention the bodhisattvas who do good without it being asked of them? The world honors as virtuous one who sometimes gives a little plain food respectfully to a few who satisfied them for only half a day. What need is there to then of one who eternally bestows the peerless bliss of the Sugatas upon limitless number of beings, thereby fulfilling all their hopes? The Buddha has said that whoever bears harmful thoughts against a benefactor such as a bodhisattva will remain in hell for many aeons as they were harmful thoughts. However, if a virtuous attitude towards should arise in this regard, its fruits will multiply far more than that. When bodhisattvas greatly suffer, they generate no negativity. Instead, their virtuous nature increase. I bow down to the body of those in whom the sacred precious mind is born. I seek refuge in that source of joy who brings happiness even to those who bring harm. Okay, let's say the first session, and then the second session. What's the plan? I left my timetable in my room. Anybody who can tell me what is the schedule? Okay, somebody can read that. Yes, Nick, please read that for us. 9 to 11, same class. Yes. Says yes, yes. 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 Okay, good. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Nick. Just for information, what we have here is that 9 to 11 is what we're doing now. And then 11, some announcements, practicalities from the office. Then at 12, we have the lunch. And then 2:30 to like maybe 4:30. Guru Puja with soul offering, concluding ceremony. It'll not take much time. Guru Puja, it'll not take much time. Since that this morning we did the practice in great detail, so that suffices the preliminary part of the soul offering, and we'll directly jump into the soul offering. It should not take us too long. So what we'll do is that there's some requests coming for question answers. So what we can, one possibility is that okay, so there's so many materials to be covered, so this session impossible for question answers. So let's see that from 2:30 we have the what Guru Puja. So first we will do the question answer session. You're getting it for about like 1 hour, 2:30 to 3:30. You have some questions, bring them up, and then from 3:30 we will do the soul offering. It's going to be very quick, and yeah, that's it. And then meanwhile, that I asked Venerable Companion, since that I'll be here till till 6 o'clock. I'll be here, and then after 6, yes, 6 till 7:30 I'll be here. 6 to 7:30, there for the class. Not at the master's course. There are about like 6 or 7 of you here. So if you're interested, you can join me for this class. 6 of those from the NMC, Nalanda Certificate course, NMC 2. You can join me from the 6 to 7:30. So before that, I have little time from, let's say, the 4:30 to 4:36, like 1.5 hours of free time. So that time we can use for, what is that? 4:30, yeah, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. We can, those people who gave your names to Venerable Kumpenla, And that I made it very clear. I hope that when Kumbila already informed you that I'm sure that many of you have your personal teachers. Those who have your personal teachers, I see that there are many newcomers here. Newcomers, they who like to say just know a little bit about their own life, what you do, their laws, there's some problems and so forth. And those who really have something that you think can be benefited from meeting with me. We can meet for like 15 minutes. Let us give a chance to as many number of people as possible. And those of you who have your personal teachers, then you don't have to come to meet me, because that many of people are here, and so why some of them, they don't have anyone to discuss, and whereas you have your personal teachers, you discuss with the personal teachers. Okay, so this is the plan. Good. Okay, with this in mind, now, yesterday, where did we leave? First point done, not done? Done. Okay. Seventh point of the what is that? Sevenfold cause and effect method to generate bodhicitta. For this preliminary part is one, which is equanimity, seeing all beings as equal in being the near and dear ones, being neutral, and being difficult ones. They say, overall speaking, keeping in mind the broad range of time and space, we see that everyone has been your mother, everyone has been your enemies, everyone has been your neutral beings so many times in the past, in the former lives. So this is a reality. With this in mind, your biases will tone down. They will calm down, your biases. And then you see everybody's much more the same. They're all like, if this mother of this life is so kind to me, then even the difficult person is also equally kind to me, because that was my mother so many times in my past life. If this difficult person is very difficult, I don't like it, then even the mother of this life, or the person who I love so much, my husband, wife, children, parents, whatever, even that person had been my enemy sometimes in past life. In the neutral one, they're also not neutral. They've been my very loving thickens in the past, and my enemies in the past. So they're all just from distance and space and time. You see that they're all uniformly being very loving, neutral, and they're difficult people. So this is the equanimity. Once that is done, then go for the actual steps, sevenfold steps. Number one, remembering all beings as one's mothers. And keep in mind that some of us might have very difficult relationship with the mother. Particularly, I would say that those who suffered a bad relationship with the mother since your childhood, many since you were age 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this, I would say that majority, like out of 100 people, it can be 1 out of 1,000 that somebody suffers since in the hands of the mother when you were just age 4, 5, 6, 7. Otherwise, say the majority, 99.99% of the people, at least when you are young, you got the maximum love and affection from your parents, and particularly the mother. When the complications started, many of us having problems with their parents, I get into it's from age 14, 15, 16, particularly 16, 17. You agree? Complications with your parents. If you have complications with your parents, relationship not so good, it started from the age 14, 15, then the 16, it becomes very intense. 16, 17. You're getting, it's not a problem with your mother, it's a problem with yourself. Right? You may not agree with me, but this is reality. Okay, if you don't agree with me, never mind. Right? If you don't agree, listen to this anecdote. 2003. I was teaching a group of American students as a study abroad program, and they were in Dharamsala. And the first Sada is not a huge group. It's a study abroad program, like what is that? They did one semester in undergrad semester in India. So collaborated with Institute of Buddhist Didactics, and I was requested to teach them. I taught, and then when the semester was completed, they were to return, and all the students one by one they came to me, meet me whenever they want. They came and said that now we are leaving. And then one boy said that particularly there's one girl who has to leave 1 week in advance. Then I told the boy why, and the boy said that because that her mother is suffering from terminal illness, meaning cancer, and she had to go in advance. But the girl and her mother, they were not in good terms. Okay. The next day the girl came and said that, okay, now I'm leaving in a week's time. Then I said, okay. And she said, but I don't want to go. Listen. She was age 18, 19. She said, but I don't want to go. Then I said, why? Right? And she said that because that me and my 2 parents, we don't go along well. Then I told her that I don't know your mother, but I know you so well the last 3 months that you did 1 semester. You took 1 semester with me. I know you so well. I don't know your mother, but from seeing who you are, such a young, healthy girl, very strong, educated, physically very strong, mentally educated, from this I can conjecture that your mother had done her job. The mother had given you the maximum love and affection when you needed her love and affection. You got this. Physically, you are very strong. That proved that your mother fed you so well when you were so vulnerable, you were so weak, 1 year old, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10, 12. She did the job and she gave you the education. This is a proof. What I'm seeing you, what I know of you, from that I can figure out that your mother did a job. Now, if there's a complication, the complication is from your side, not from your mother's side. It's a time for you to repay the kindness of the mother. Mother did the job, gave you education, fed you so well. Now you are grown up. It's your duty to now pay back. She's suffering now. And she did not learn about bodhicitta. You learn about bodhicitta already. If you're still not convinced, I told her, then you go back in time. Now you are 19 years old. Hey, this age. You are 19 years old. Go back in time when you were 18 years old, 10 years old, 7 years old, 5 years old, 4 years old, when you were so vulnerable. You had so much love and affection to your mother. Seeing the prospect of the mother leaving you for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you would just scream. You couldn't contain the sadness, with the pain within you. You would just scream, wanting not to be separate from the mother. What happened now? You go back in time. So this will tell you that is a proof that your mother had done her job. Now is the time. She's weak and she needs you. And instead of you going there to help, that you are saying that we have a complication, we don't go along well. Then she started to cry. She said, yes, I now realize. It's amazing. She's able to go back in time. She did it. Very seriously, she did it within the span of few minutes of discussion. She went back in time and she could see that she was so vulnerable. Age 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She could remember that, seeing the prospect of mother leaving her, that she screamed. She saw all these came as a flashback in her mind. And then she started to cry. She said, yes, I agree now. Yes, I got the maximum love and affection from my mother. And yet, now is the time for me to give back. But this is where I failed in my duty. I didn't recognize it. Today I recognize it. I said, that's very good. Recognizing your flaws, your mistakes, This is the first remedy to correct your problems. And she said, but my mother will not accept me. Even if I changed, even if I go there, my mother will not accept me. She's so angry towards me. I said that, don't worry. The most important thing is that you should be changed. You have already changed. That's amazing. You have done your job now. Then I told her, you don't have to go to your mother in advance. You do one thing. You are changed. This is the most important. I'm so glad. You do one thing. You send an email rather than going there in person. You send an email to your mom. Don't mention anything about your relationship. Just tell her, I'm very sorry. I'm so glad that you were there. You are my mother. And all these many years where I was so vulnerable, weak, you are always there to protect me, feed me, protect me, give me love, embrace me, hug me. And now I realize that I failed in my duty. You have done everything for me. I failed in my duty. So I regret it. I seek your apology. I'm seeking your apology. I'm seeking your the forgiveness. Please forgive me for what I did. Now I'm there in your service. Just write this. She said it took her 3 days to write one email. And then very soon, one day she was coming to me with so much joy, saying that, Gela meaning sir, my mom already accepted me. Then she left for America with so much of joy. Every walk that she was taking, that she took towards the airport. From the airport, sit on the chair, sit on the seat. Everything is so beautiful in her mind. And the mother there on the other side of the world, she was waiting for her daughter coming. And two of them met. It was a beautiful morning, the moment. Every morning, the mother was anticipating to see the face of the daughter. Every morning, the daughter was anticipating to caress the mother's hand like this. Every moment. The mother survived for the next, I think, 3 or 4 months and then passed away. Then as a part of this, the program, a 3-month, the 1 semester program, the commitment was to write a dissertation. And she wrote a dissertation and sent a copy to me. And all this like a book, the decision that she wrote, the dedication part. She wrote a very beautiful dedication. It's beautiful. So what she wrote was that she said that from the letter I could see, from this dedication I could see that the mother already left the world. Then she wrote that I'm so fortunate that you are my mother. I'm so fortunate. I'm the luckiest person to have an amazing mother in my life. I'm so fortunate. Number one. Number two, that we will never be separated. Two of us will never be separated. Hands joined, together will go to enlightenment together. This is what she wrote. So beautiful. From there, I can imagine what they would be like for her and for her mother. Every moment was a beautiful, like a divine moment for both of them. It's so beautiful. Every time the two of them wake up, the mother is anticipating to see the face of the daughter. The daughter is anticipating to see the face of the mother and getting the opportunity to caress the mother's hands, the mother's face. So beautiful. Okay, so this is what we need to think of. Say, all of us, I would say that only those people who have had, whose parents, particularly the mother, when the child was just age 4, 5, 6, and the mother did not know how to take care of the child. It's all because of one. Because of the mother herself went through difficulty during the childhood, and she was not in a position to take care of the child. That's a very rare situation, but the rest of us, 99% of the people, we have received the maximum love and affection from your mother and father, right? And particularly the mother. So, whereas, And even by going back in time, there's no way by which you can see that your mother has been a great, being great, being so kind to you. Then, and the Buddha was not rigid. Buddha was so kind. Buddha said, "Do you think about whosoever you feel so connected with whomever you feel connected, like your mom, like your dad, like your brother, like your sister, like your say the friend or anybody who genuinely you feel connected." So you can think of that person. So the first point is remembering all beings as one's mothers. Remembering all beings as one's mothers. That for many people, the mother is incredibly significant figure in your life. And for those of us who have difficulty with the mother, particularly, say, even during childhood, you do not really get your life is so difficult since your childhood, like age 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you are the advice to think of somebody else, not necessarily your mother. But the Buddha was very flexible. So the point is that you have to trigger this. That is a sample. That is an example. That's the initial example of what is affection, feeling of affection like. You feel it, and then this should be germinated. This should be watered every time, and it'll keep growing. It'll keep growing. That's a basic idea behind this meditation. So remember, all beings as one's mothers. Think of this life, you have a mother, and a former life also you have a mother. Former life, there's also a mother. And the major issue that can come up is, how do we know that there's a former life? How do we know that there's a later life? So for this concept of reincarnation, and which I explained, we discussed pretty well yesterday, these we have to bring them in your reflection if this is hindrance to your meditation. Okay, so say that with what we discussed yesterday, we are happy with reincarnation is very possible. So without reincarnation, many things cannot be accounted for. Many things cannot be accounted for if you don't bring into the concept of reincarnation in the fabric of the existence. With this, then you think of, okay, if that's the case, then for sure in my past life there was a mother, past life there's a mother, former life. So if you go back in time, you can go back ad infinitum. You can go back ad infinitum without any beginning, which means that there's infinite number of mothers for you. Okay, this is number one. And the point is that we need to it's a matter of constant practice. Then things will become gradually more and more the natural and spontaneous. What is point number two? Remembering the kindness of all the mothers, right? First, you think of the kindness of the mother of this life. Then think of the kindness of the mother of the former life, former life, and then extend to all the beings when they were your mother, how much love that you've received. Okay, and look at this. I'll share some of these anecdotes, and you have your own experience. You have your own experience. You in your personal life, you have experience. You've seen others, and then you read books. You are watching movies. When you are watch movies, watch those beautiful movies of the mother and children relationship. These are so precious. Particularly, say some people, they ask me, Gishala, you travel a lot. You travel to many places. Tell me, which is your favorite place? Which is your favorite food? To be very honest, for me, these are the most boring questions to me. Favorite food, favorite place, and so forth. If you really ask me something, tell me what's your favorite thing to do, rather than making very narrow food, place, and so forth. What's your favorite thing to do? I would say that stay in a dark place where others cannot see me. I can see you. And then I see the mother and the child. The dynamics between the mother and a small baby, a naughty baby and a mother, right? The relationship. I would just keep watching it. I can stay there for 3-4 hours. This is my meditation. Wow, I really enjoy this. Beautiful moment to see the dynamics of the mother and the child. Child very naughty, and the mother is always after the child, right? Mother is feeding the child with the milk or some red. What? Oats? What? Baby oats? Huh? gosh, baby food, right? Or for some very delicious food, and the child is reluctant, right? There are millions of children who are not even getting milk. Forget about this delicious meal, right? And you are running away, right? And the mother's chasing you, right? This is beautiful. It's amazing, amazing, right? And you dirty the wall. You as a little boy, little girl, you dirty the wall with the pencils, colored pencils. And the mother look at it. Wow, beautiful painting. It's not a painting, you have dirtied the wall, but in us, mother is beautiful painting. Why? She loves you. She loves you. Think of this. One time, I was on train. It was beautiful. These are my picnic days. My picnic days. On the train, there was a father, mother, and a little boy, little naughty boy. And the naughty boy was under the control of the father. The boy is a little naughty. The father would say, hey, the body becomes a little stiff. The boy becomes a little stiff. Little boy, age 7, 8. And the father was under the control of the mother. Right? And the mother says, hey, he was, yes, ma'am. Right? Instantly ready, right? To listen to the instructions, right? I need this, yes, back and instantly. And the mother was under control of the son, the little boy. Right? Someone says something, the mother will instantly stop, will say, yes, my son. Wow, it's very beautiful. I was just in my 20s, just seeing that it's beautiful. What a moment. Wow. There's a triangle. The son was under control of the father. The father was under control of the mother. The mother was under control of the son. And who's the boss? I don't know. Right? It's circular. And why the son is under control of the father? Because of the fear. Why the father is under control of the mother? That I don't know. Right? And why the mother is under the control of the son is out of love. Look, you're getting it? The child is love. Wow, it's amazing. You're getting it? Okay. On another occasion, again on a train. Again, there was a father, mother, and the son. Another occasion. The son was, I think, is like 10. And in the trains, the place where you sleep is very narrow space, like this space. Hardly one person can sleep comfortably. Then it was almost becoming in the dark. Time to go to bed. Train continues to move. And the father told the son, hey, my son, you have to stay with your mom. And he said, no. He said there's the lower deck and the upper deck. And the son said, I'll sleep in the upper deck. And the father said, either I'll sleep with you or your mom will sleep with you. And he said, no, I'll let you sleep on my own. Which means the father and mother to sleep in the same tiny space. Right? So mother used to sit like this and the father sit like this on the other side. And the son, he was taking the full seat, sleeping. Right? And the father, when the son is a little naughty, the father would, that father is very gentle, but the son is scared of the father. And the son, the father would say something, the son would not say anything, son would remain very quiet. And whatever the son needs, son will call the mother. And the mother will call the father. Right? Call the father, and father will do it. Right? And the mother was constantly thinking about the son. I could feel it. I was on the other side. Constantly thinking. She was telling, hey, the father's name, whatever, Mr. X. Hey, Mr. X, our son needs this is for just check with him. Right? And the Mr. A, the poor guy, the mother's comfortable sitting. And the poor guy is standing. Right? And the little boy was sleeping. And the little boy commanding the mother who is sitting comfortably, and commanding the father, hey, do this for a son. Right? And then they said, oh, hey, Mr. X, our son needs the medicines, his medicines. And take is in the bag. And the father was opening the bag. He could not find the medicines. And he said that, I couldn't find the medicines. And mother knows exactly where the medicine was kept. He makes sure that his son does not suffer. He knows exactly what the son needs. Everything is there. She knows exactly where it is. She will give the instruction. It is in this pocket. On the other side, there's a medicine. You will check it. You get it there. The mother's love towards her son is just amazing. Amazing. And then after a while, again, hey, my son, are you not hungry? Right? Right? Wow, this is amazing. Father never asks, are you hungry? Right? Mother's constantly asking, hey, son, it's your time for you to take the medicine. More, what? And then Mr. X, they take out the medicine. Right? Are you not hungry? Hey, my son. Right? Wow, this is amazing. It's amazing. Look at this. Today, right? We talk about what? We talk about our soulmate. What is soulmate? What do you mean soulmate, right? If you really find somebody throughout your life, somebody really this much of concern for you, that's amazing. And what we call a soulmate is not really soulmate. It's soulmate for one week. All right? So what I'm saying, this is amazing. It's amazing. So one time, these are all to say, we all have this beautiful seed of the enormous love that you felt towards your mother. It's already there. Only thing is that as you become more and more independent, these seeds go down. These go down. They don't come to the surface. You become more and more independent. These seeds, beautiful seeds, are there. Go down, 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 and then they become non-visible. It's actually there. They become non-visible. Only when you go back in time. When you were sad, when you were in difficult time, you go back and then you think of the mother. Oh, if my mother is alive today, I will not go through this difficulty. The moment she sees this difficulty, she will do something to fix this problem for me. Right? Then you regret. You just feel nostalgia. The loss of the mother is so beautiful. So one time, like this class, I was asking people, tell me one most beautiful moment in your life, the most beautiful moment, genuinely beautiful moment in your life. Just tell me. And I think about like 10 people, they shared their thoughts. And all of them were just talking about their children, right? Most beautiful moment to be with their children. And there was one gentleman who was in the 30s, I think. He was from England. And what he said was that when he was saying this, he was literally crying. The most beautiful moment in his life was touching, holding the hand of the 1-day-old daughter of his. Let me repeat it. The most beautiful moment in his life was literally in tears. He's saying this. Holding the hand of 1-day-old daughter of his. Okay. Look, today if you see somebody who would be moved into tears just to see you, right? What will be your feeling? You feel that, wow, this is somebody who really takes care of me, who really loves me, right? And who's that little girl? Tell me. Who's that little girl? Who's that little girl? All of us. Don't think of that story only. All of us. When you are 1-year-old boy or girl, your parents, particularly your mother, felt the same thing. To touch you, that is the most beautiful moment. You're getting it? And there were many cases. Where the people, when they don't find anything to live for, they give up. For example, there was one anecdote of one gentleman who was extremely good in studies, and in college, the medical professor, he asked his students, just what do you like to do in your future? And then they say, particularly in the medical, say what is your expertise? What is that specialization which you like to take? And one boy said that
No, I'm not interested in any of these. And the professor knows that he is very smart. And he asked, why not? He was shocked. The professor was shocked. Why not? Then the boy said something which is shocking. The boy said that thus far, whatever I do, I've been doing for my mother to make her happy. Now, the only person for whom I'm doing things, only person who takes pride in my success, that person's left the world. Nobody is in this world who takes pride in what I do. Even if I succeed in this the profession, nobody's there to take pride in me, take pride in my success. And the professor said that, no, you're wrong. I'm there to take pride in your success. Then he felt so animated, moved, the boy. Then the professor really started to pay attention to him. Every day, like a father, he was inquiring about him, meeting him, taking him to some, the cafeteria, like this, just asking, listening, sharing his thoughts. And so therefore, the boy really felt that there's like a second mother to me. He worked so hard. He became an incredibly brilliant medical doctor. So look, so they say the children, how they love the parents. You all have that experience. We all have that experience. I lost my mother when I was just 5 years old. And the memory was just like like a screenshot memories are there. Not like movement, like a screenshot. Like brief moments of my being with my mother and so forth. These moments, and then they said this little boy, as he 5, lost a mother, and of course, when I heard about the anecdotes of my being with my mother as a little boy, and being shared by my sister and others, is really making me into tears. So one time, what happened was that it was like 3 years after the loss of my mother, and then we were sent to school. And more like the charity school, TC school here. Then after 3 years, for a little boy, after 3 years means after many years, for a little boy, for age 5, it's almost half the life of this boy. Right? After 3 years, during the interclass song competition, interclass Tibetan song competition, the Tibetan teacher taught us a song. And the song was a very crude folk song of a village. That was the song which my mother used to sing. And the last 3 years just cut off. Lost a mother, cut off from all what my mother used to do with me. Cut off. Forgotten this little boy. Suddenly this teacher sang this song for us, for the class students to learn from him. And the moment I heard this song, it took me back in time with my mother. And it was so moving experience. I could not control my tears. Okay. So what I'm saying is that we think about these. You go back in time, you see no doubt so your connection with your parents, particularly your mother. This is so beautiful. Okay. This is about the number 2. What is number 2? Remembering all the kindness of your mothers, right? And one day, there was again here. One day, my brother, my elder brother, we were separated, graduated from high school. He graduated. He was, was just finished high school. 2 of us were separated for the next 16 years. Separated. We did not see each other for the next 16 years. Then then after 16 years, he came with his 2 children. The son was about like 7 or 8 years old, and the daughter was just about like 5 or 6 years old, with these 2 children. And then 2 of us, what was it, 16 years gap? And before that, what was it? We were just 2 naughty boys, 2 naughty brothers fighting. That was the thing that we were doing. That was the only memory that I had. And then after 16 years, I was already translating for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and he already had his 2 children. They came to meet me. And then they say when we talk, it was like two small boys talking, right? Because that was a memory. We do not have the 16 years of memory together. We do not. That part is missing. And then I was being very casual with him. I said some. I did not even say anything harsh. Just see to this drama. I just said that, brother, you should have done it like this. I just said like this. I did not say anything harsh words to him. What happened was that this little girl who was like age 5 or 6, this girl was staring at me like this. And then she went to her father. From the front, she hugged the father. Then the son, the little boy, he stared at me like this, was staring at me like this, went behind the father and hugged the father from behind. Just seeing this, full stop, I made a commitment that henceforth I will never say anything, even be very casually, something head-on, straightforward to the talks. I will talk only nice things to the people when the children, particularly the young children, were with them. This is a commitment that I've made. These two children, look at the pain that they felt. I'm not a stranger. I'm their uncle. And their father came to see me. We were together. We were just brothers, very close brothers. And yet, two of them could feel the enormous pain. Why this pain? Because they love their father so much. You're getting it? So this is a love and affection that you, each one of us, we had planted the seed of this love and affection. The only thing is that it's not coming on the surface. As we become more and more independent, they go deeper down and then become not visible. So this girl, the American girl, when I told her, go back in time, don't think of you and your mother now, go back in time, she go back in time, what was happening? She was going deeper to dig the imprint. Go deeper, and then she found this beautiful seed of compassion, the love that she received. She was taking it out, and then she just bursted into tears. You getting it? So this is remember the kindness of mother. This is so important for us. Now think of that. Extend this not only to the mother of this life, but the mother of the past life, immediate past life, the previous past life, past 2 lives before, 3 lives before. You go back in time, and gradually you will feel that everyone is your mother. Everyone is so kind. And as this little girl said, not little girl, young girl said, right? Young girl said that the last time, even the birds, how the mothers, they feed their children. And even the monkeys, when they were the mother, what was their reaction? When the monkey, little baby monkey, was the hand of some other monkey, unrelated monkey, what's the fear like? They're just traumatized, the baby monkeys, when in the hands of somebody else, not the mother. The moment the baby monkeys come with the mother, instantly the trauma disappears, becomes so lively. It's all because of love and affection. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. And if you can imagine, this love is something that within you, and you can feel the same towards as many, right? So towards one. So you go to a job, you apply for a job, and then you don't know who the people are there. There are like 100 staff there, and you don't know. Then you are very apprehensive. And the next day, you come to know that there's one person who you know so well since 5 years ago. Then you're so happy, always be with that person. Then if you come to know that you move to another company where out of 100 staff, 10 staff you know so well, so close, so affectionate, then you feel that your mind expands to 10 people. And you transfer to another job where it's like all the 100 people, they're like brothers, sisters, father, mother, your family. Then your mind expands infinitely to this company. You're getting it? Likewise, if you can do something to expand this, to feel this love and affection towards the infinite beings, you feel the infinite joy. This is so precious. Is it possible? 100% possible. You're getting it? The method which we learned yesterday, the method of equalizing and exchanging the self for others. And today, there is a sinful cause of method. With these two things, this is very much possible. Okay, good. Step number 2 is recalling their kindness. Number 3, repaying the kindness. The next is how to repay. So that you think about these, the benefit that I got, the love that I got from my mother of this life, from the former life, the mother of the 2 lives before, 3 lives before, and so forth. Then the desire to help them, desire to repay the kindness will become very intense, right? You have to make commitment, not only just that it naturally happens, but also make effort that, okay, I must put effort to make my mom happy. I must repay the kindness of my mom of this life. I must do to repay the kindness of the mother of the former life, the previous life, previous life, so forth. Okay. And you may have to make commitment. You have to make commitment in this connection. So how you repay the kindness. There are so many ways of paying the kindness. There's so many ways. And so where you don't take any credit, you don't have any expectation return. This is the best way of repaying the kindness, where you don't take any credit and have any expectation return. So it's very beautiful. These are things that we need to learn from. And there's some uncle and a nephew. The uncle, his generation, they went through great difficulty. And the nephew, of course, brought us a very simple boy, very poor, from a poor family. Eventually, somehow, this nephew, he got a decent job. And he kept getting promotion. And eventually, he became like a governor of a small, the place. Governor of a small place, which means he was the boss. He was the king of this small place. And the uncle was still very simple person, and this uncle was under his nephew. The nephew was the king of this, like district magistrate, and the uncle was so proud that my nephew is this. And the uncle, because of his many years of hardship, poverty and hardship, and the uncle in his the scooty, what do you call this scooty, tiny motorbike, scooter, motorbike. This motorbike had to run on petrol, right? And because of the poverty that he lived with, because of this, he could not really spend so much money. Of course, in the first place, he don't really have so much money, and this little money that he had from there, he would spend only about 2 rupees to buy the petrol for his thing. With the 2 rupees, what do you get? You get like this much of petrol, right? This much, only small. And then the petrol pump people, for 2 rupees, yes, right? Then they would put a little inside the petrol tank. Then his nephew came to know about it. Who was the nephew? Nephew was the boss of the whole place, right? And the nephew went to the petrol pump owner, and told the owner that there's one gentleman with this. He described the dress, because the dress is uniform every day, right? There's no change. Same dress. So he comes with this is his dress, and then the owner knows, yes, I know him. So that person is my uncle, right? When he comes, what you do is that he may give you 2 rupees for gas. So in America you call it gas. In Russia, what do you call it? Benzene. So in India we call it petrol, diesel. 2 rupees petrol or diesel. You take the 2 rupees and fill his tank full. Right? Fill his tank full. Take the 2 rupees and fill his tank full. What liter? 10 liter, right? Mr. X, this Mr. A, and this date, and I fill 10 liters petrol, right? You keep it registered there. Keep it registered there. And then after 1 month, I'll come, and then I'll pay you everything, right? But don't tell him that I'm paying. You're getting it? Because you tell him that my nephew is paying this whole huge amount of money, is a big money, right? So he'll not accept this. So you don't tell him that this is coming from your nephew. Just keep it very low profile, confidential. Fill it full. And then the uncle is surprised. 2 rupees petrol. And the owner said, yes, he took the 2 rupees and filled the whole tank. Usually he doesn't care, it's just a tiny thing. Now today he's got filled. Something wrong. But okay, let's see. Then this is good enough for the next 1 week. And again, next week he would give 2 rupees, right? He got the full tank. He does not know where is this coming from, right? Okay, so this is where repaying the kindness, repaying the kindness without taking any credit, without expectation, anything in return. This is beautiful. You're getting it? Okay, so repaying. What is next? Number 4 is number 4. Sushmita. Seeing beings in the light of great affection. Okay, when you start to feel everybody as your mother, so loving, can remember the kindness, naturally you see that the people, when you see them, they see them as extremely appealing to you. In fact, that was 2012 when this retreat, Bodhichitta Retreat, first started in a Hindu ashram. We did it there in a Hindu ashram. Owners are my very dear friends. So there, the meeting was very, the audience. Okay, so maybe your battery. No, check it. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, 2012. When we conducted a retreat, that it came to this point. This which point? Seeing beings in the light of great affection. Seeing beings in the light of great affection. And then there's one gentleman from Mumbai, and he said, Geshe-la, Geshe-la, can you interrupt for 1 minute? I said, yes. And he said, okay, beautiful, what he said. He said that, what's the topic? Seeing beings in the light of great affection, right? Meaning that anybody you see, the person appears so appealing to you, so pleasant to you. And the gentleman said that there's a saying that in this world, there's only one most beautiful baby. Let me repeat it. In this world, there's only one most beautiful baby. How many agree? I'm sure everybody will agree, right? And some of you may not agree. There are many babies, very beautiful. He said that in this world, there is only one most beautiful baby, and all the mothers have it. Right? In the eyes of the mothers, your baby is the most beautiful one. When I was little, when I was age 5, 6, 7, I used to be so confused. All the babies are very similar, right? And the mothers, they may be confused. They may pick up another baby, right? And it never happened. Because in the eyes of the mother, their baby is glowing. Only your baby is glowing. All the other babies are so dull, right? Wow, that's amazing. So, then it was, when I was in school here, it was school, I must be age 12. And my classmates were saying that Richard Gere. You know who Richard Gere is? It's actually Richard Gere. Gere, and the little boys and girls, they would read as Giri. Richard Gere. And this poor boy, he even did not know who Richard Gere is. Right? At least my classmates, they're so aware of them. This boy even did not know who Richard Gere is. And they were in a hurry. And this boy also, should be doing like them. He was also in a hurry, not knowing why hurry. Right? And they were running. And also this boy also started running with them. And what is Richard Gere? And this, you don't know. I don't know. Richard Gere is the most famous actor in the world, Hollywood actor. I was so, wow, he must be something. What is it like? He's amazingly smart. So then I was so excited. I was running with them, right? Running with them. And they said that there's Richard Gary from distance, Richard Gary, right? I looked at him, what? My father is much more handsome than him. Why? What a big deal with this man. And that, just imagine, he was in his maybe late 20s. He was at the peak of his career, late 20s. And this poor boy said, what is this? What a big deal. Just wasting your time. My father's much more handsome than him. Because when I was with my father, a very poor man, when I was with my father, I would see him so handsome, so beautiful. Then one day I was with one of my aunts and doing a holiday. And my aunt was from my mother's side. My aunt, because that my aunt knew that I was not hearing many things about my mother, who passed away when I was 5 years old. So she was sharing account about my family, and she said that your father included, there were 7 siblings. That I already know. I said, yeah. Then she said that of the 5 siblings, your father is the ugliest. Right? I couldn't believe what she was saying. Right? In my eyes, he's more handsome than Richard Gere in his peak of the career. And then my auntie is saying that out of the 7 siblings, he's the ugliest. Right? I could not. Then later on, when I went to IBD, Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, when I studied this, then I see that what was actually happening was seeing your father in the light of great affection, appeal. It's not because that he was handsome, because of my mind, because I love him so much. So he appears, my perception changed, and he appears so handsome and smart. Okay, what is next? When you see beings in light of great affection, where the mother sees the child, naturally, when you see the child suffering, then your mind will automatically transform into compassion. May you be freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. So, great compassion and the loving kindness is implicitly taught. Loving kindness, compassion, these two go together. When I think of how the beings are deprived of happiness, this feeling of affection will transform in the form of loving kindness. May you have happiness and the cause of happiness. And once I was watching the BBC document. The document was where a little girl in China was interviewed. A little girl who must be age 4 or 5. She was in an orphanage, interviewed by BBC. And they said that the interviewer asked her, with whom are you living? She said that I lived in an orphanage. Before that, I was with my 2 grandparents. What about your parents? And the little girl said, my parents, it was a very simple village. My parents went to the town. For what? To look for more food for us, because we are so poor. We don't have anything to eat. My grandfather, grandmother, myself, my father, mother, we do not have anything to eat. And my parents, they left for the town to look for more food for us. And then the interviewer asks, where are you living now? At the moment, I'm in an orphanage. And what is your, what do you do in the future? Then this girl was crying. She said that I will study well, I'll become a rich person, and I will not make my father and mother go to the town. I'll make them stay at home. I'll give them a good house. I'll give them so much of food that they don't have to worry about the food. She was literally crying. She just wished that my 2 parents should not work so hard, that my 2 parents have happiness and cause of happiness. This is what this girl is thinking. This is loving kindness. You're getting it? So when you feel that that when you start to feel everybody as somebody who's so loving and caring, then automatically this love and affection will transform in the form of compassion. When you see that the beings are suffering, may you be freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. May you the happiness and cause of happiness. So this is the step number 5. What is step number 6? Altruism. Now simple, but now we already know that. Okay. Now with this, so if you feel, may you be free from suffering and cause of suffering. Who'll do that? I will do it. This is altruism. So again here, it'll not automatically come. You have to make the effort. You have to say this, verbally say this mental thing of this. I will take the responsibility that all beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. I will take the responsibility that all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. You have to mentally say this, mentally think of this, mentally make a commitment. It is very important. And then your mind becomes stronger. Okay, what's next? Bodhichitta. Then the next is that, how will you do that? Is that I should become enlightened the way the Buddha Shakyamuni, what the Prince Siddhartha did. I'll also follow its footsteps. I'll generate very strong bodhicitta, and then I will practice the Dhamma in such a way that I will attain the Buddhahood, which is endowed with 3 perfect qualities: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. So this is how I can benefit beings, this bodhicitta. Okay, next. So with this we completed the first method, the sevenfold course of method to generate bodhicitta. Now let's say that with practice, say every morning we do this practice, may I become Buddha. But so when you feel it, is it a real bodhicitta? The answer is no. It is, say, although you feel that I should become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings, but this is still in the form of a contrived form. Contrived form meaning it's not spontaneous. You have to put effort to reach to that level. So you practice it. Okay. Anybody, somebody has a rubber band? Any rubber band? No. You have? Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's say this rubber band. Look at this rubber band. This rubber band is like your mind. Right? So this shape is the shape of the self-centered attitude. Right? Now what you do is that you demolish this shape and make the shape into a other cherishing mind, bodhicitta mind, right? Okay. In the morning you practice. First you come here, it is like this shape. And you practice, and gradually you reach the point, may I become Buddha. You look, may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. How long do you stay? For 50 seconds. And then let it go. Again, it becomes round, right? So you stretch it. May I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. This is beautiful. And then you let it go. Again, oh, now it's time for this. When will he finish this? It's time for breakfast, right? Then again, you release it. What happens? Again, it go back to the original shape. You're getting it? Okay. So if you want this to remain like this for long, on its own, what should we do? If you want this to maintain this shape for good, what should you do? Keep stretching it for long, which means keep stretching it for long, continuous practice. Keep stretching your mind means continuous practice of bodhicitta. Then gradually it will, if you keep it like this for one whole day, not just for a few seconds, whole day, the next day, you let it go, it'll remain like this. You're getting it? So our bodhicitta practice, if you do it consistently, over time, it becomes very natural. You don't have to put any force. You don't have to exert any force. It'll come to you very naturally. So when the bodhicitta becomes very natural, at that point, it becomes a full-fledged bodhicitta. You're getting it? And then we always read the Buddha. We always say Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Who are the bodhisattvas? The beings here? No, you become a bodhisattva at that point. When the bodhicitta within you becomes spontaneous, at that point you become a bodhisattva. You getting it? You become a bodhisattva. So everybody else, when they talk about the Buddhas and bodhisattvas, you include it. You getting it? You include it. For example, everybody, when they say all the Buddhas, bodhisattvas, His Holiness is included automatically. Whereas if you want to be included, not. You want to remember by everybody. If you do that, general bodhicitta, make it spontaneous. Everybody will talk about Buddhas, bodhisattvas, you include it. You getting it? Okay. So you, the moment you generate the bodhicitta, you become a bodhisattva. You getting it? Bodhi means full awakening. Sattva means the courageous one. Courageous one, sattva means courageous one. Courageous one to hold the Buddhahood as your goal. May I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. This is the most courageous work. Okay, Bodhisattva. Once you become Bodhisattva, that moment, simultaneously what happens is that Gate, para samgate, all this mantra we have been reciting every day. So then now the mantra becomes very meaningful. You getting it? What is the job? May you become Bodhisattva, which means that may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. Are you Buddha now? You're not Buddha. You're a Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means that you are aspiring to become Buddha. How to become a Buddha? You have to do something, right? May I become good in physics. May I become good in physics. Always find yourself in pubs. You'll never become good in physics. You got it? It's just aspiration. How to make it reality? May I become good in physics. Rebecca, tell me, how should we make it real? May I become good in physics. Consistently study physics. You gotta get. You have no time to go to the pubs. You gotta get study physics. May I become Buddha. You have to do something to become Buddha. What should you do? You should practice 6 perfections. 6 perfections and the 4 perfections. What are the 6 perfections? Perfection of generosity, perfection of ethical discipline, perfection of patience, perfection of effort or enthusiasm, joyous effort or enthusiasm, the perfection of meditative concentration, and the perfection of wisdom. Very good. 6 perfections. And then the 4 additional 4 perfections. What are they? Perfection of skillfulness, additional 4, making it 10. Perfection of skillfulness, perfection of aspirational prayers, perfection of powers, power. Kyle? Power. How do you say it? Power. Perfection of power, and then perfection of primordial wisdom. Primordial wisdom. Okay, Alex. What is the last one? Primordial wisdom. How do you pronounce it? How? Primordial wisdom. Good. Okay. So let me say this again. The first 6 plus 4 making it 10. Sometimes you see mentioned the 10 perfections, but most commonly you see the 6 perfections, 6 paramitas. Paramita meaning perfections. 6 paramitas. Okay, what are the 6? Tell me. Generosity, number 1. Number 2. Ethical discipline, number 3. Patience, number 4. Enthusiasm or joyous effort, number 5. Meditative concentration, number 6. Wisdom. Okay, this is a set of 6. Another set of 4. What is skillfulness? Next. Aspirational prayers. Power. Primordial wisdom. Okay, 6 plus 4. Any question related to these 10 perfections? Any question related to these 10 perfections? Yes, Nick? Okay, good question. So I'm actually expecting another question. Anyone? There, the girl there. Mike.
Что такое искусственное средство?
What does it mean by skillfulness? Very good. Anyone? More questions? More questions? More questions? No? I'm waiting for some questions. Difference between wisdom in the set of 6 and the primordial wisdom in the set of 4. What's the difference? Very good. Anyone else? I'm expecting another question. What's the power? That is, who asked it? Who asked it? Nick asked it. What's the power? Anybody else? Inshirullah, you have the question? You are the youngest one here. Anyone else? Okay, what in other words, you want me to define everything, right? Anything else? Any other questions? One question that I'm expecting is why these 10 practices are split into 2 groups. 6 group of 6, and group of 4. Why? Right? Is there a reason or is it just accidental? Right? Okay, it's not accidental, there's a reason there. Say, first we have to grow ourselves. We have to grow ourselves. And another thing is to help others to grow. You're getting it? We have to grow ourselves. If you don't know how to be healthy, you cannot teach others how to be healthy. You getting it? You have to grow ourselves. For your growth, we require the 6 perfections. The first set of the 6 perfections. This is required for your personal growth. For example, generosity. Generosity primarily to reach out to other beings. You give, people are connected. Ethical discipline to stop harmful actions towards others. What is next? Patience. You're getting it? Okay, let's say, what is the tendency in our mind? What is the tendency in mind? So let us see. Say these 10 perfections, they are just opposite of what we are doing, right? The first, how many of you are happy to give $10,000 to somebody or $20,000 to somebody, right? Somebody unknown, particularly to a difficult person? No way, right? So no. So first you have to reach out. You say that may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. So you have to reach out to all the beings. One thing to reach out to all the beings is the generosity. When you're generous, then you're connected. Your mind expands. Okay. And then when somebody said, you're stupid, what is your response? Most likely, Tim, be very honest. Yes, a reaction like what? Hey, you're stupid. What is your reaction? Oh, you will not tell me. Person A tells you, then you're stupid, Chisky. Then what do you say? You stupid, right? This is our reaction. You're getting it? So we don't mind offending others, harming others, right? So staying away from harming others. Staying away from harming others. That is the ethical discipline. What is number 3? Patience. So say say there's a train, right? Train from Delhi. This train, you in the train, and this train, where are you going? Hey, Paldan, Karen, where are you going? In the train, where are you going? I'm going to Dharamsala for His Holiness Dalai Lama's audience. Actually, the train is going away to South Delhi. Dharamsala is north. That train is going to South Delhi. Hey, Karen, stop, right? This is not Dharamsala, is going down, right? Away from Dharamsala. So what will you do? You will try to. So train going down, say going Dharamsala is helping others. Going down is harming others, right? So train is going, suppose going helping others, Dharamsala, his own audience, is going the other way around, which means that your mind is going towards harming others. This is our mindset. And then you try to stop it. And train is moving full swing. And what is your anger like? What is your anger like? Full swing or partial? You stupid. What's your response? You stupid, right? It's very effective. Yes, hey, it's effective. When someone says, you stupid, right? You stupid. High quality, right? High quality and so spontaneous. So this is how the train is rushing down so fast, so with full force. So what did you do? Then Karan said, hey, stop. Hey, stop. When you stop the train, suddenly what happens? The train will make a sound, screeching sound. What does that sound like? Anybody who can mimic the sound? Who can mimic the sound? when the train stops, suddenly, what does the sound like? Not shh. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Metal to metal. So what does that sound like? Anybody? Anyone? Okay, yes, over there. Thank you. Okay, right. So why the sound is making? Why the sound is being? Why the sound is produced? Why? Because of this friction. You're getting it? Because of the friction, right? Then they carry and stop, trying to stop the train moving down to its negativities. That is stopping a mind from behaving negatively. That is ethical discipline, right? When you try to do this, then the train makes sounds like this, right? Sound. Why the sound is made? Because of the friction. You're getting it? When the friction is there, you should have the patience, right? It's not that easy to practice the ethics. So you should have the patience. Number 3 is patience. What is next? Okay, now what happened is that train already, because of this effort, the train stopped. What should we do now? Now the train? Hey, the train now stopped like 1 kilometer away from Delhi. Otherwise, it's going too fast, too far away from Delhi. Now it's stopped. Now what should we do? Now the train should go back. Train should reverse, right? Reverse. So what is reverse? Going towards negative or positive? Going towards positive. What is next? No. What is next? Joyous effort, right? When you go towards the virtues, with the virtues, and what kind of virtues is required to attain Buddhahood? What kind of virtues is required? Small or massive? Massive virtues required. How can we have the massive virtues? It's only when you find joy in the virtues, it'll become tireless. It'll become massive. If we don't find the joy, then the virtues like they say 2 step up, 2 step down, 2 step up, 2 step down, you will never have the virtue. So real virtue comes when you have a joy there. So the next says joyous effort. Okay, to make your virtue move fast. Okay, so now with this point, what happens is that your mind has become extremely fertile for becoming enlightened. Negativity is stopped, and you go into the virtues is very efficient. Now, what for are going to use this mind? You're going to use this mind for what? For attaining Buddhahood. What will help you attain Buddhahood? To remove the mental defilements. To remove the mental defilements, what do you do? You will get the wisdom supported by stability. Wisdom supported by stability. And the stability is given by number 5. What is number 5? Meditative concentration samadhi. You're getting it? So, number 5, the stability of the wisdom. Number 6 is the wisdom to dispel the darkness. These combined together will make the wisdom to dispel the darkness of ignorance. So that is for your growth. This is for our growth. The first set of the 6 perfections is for our growth. Now the next set of 4 is primarily for the growth of others, helping others to grow. So what is the first one? Skillfulness. So there, let's say that the others meaning what? Your family? Or just 1 or 2 people? Or all sentient beings? Do you agree with me? Which is more difficult to manage? Your family or a community? Community or family? Which is more difficult? Community or the whole nation? Which is more difficult? Some people say the community and family is more difficult. Yeah, I agree to some extent. Right? Some people, they don't know how to manage the family, but they are the leader of the world. In the family, there's no problem. Okay. But generally speaking, say smaller the group is easier to manage. Bigger the group, you need so much of skills. You're getting it? The next is skillfulness. To help, to lead others, you need tremendous skill. Okay, what is next? aspiration prayers. So then, for example, like say today, I would say that today, for example, just take the scenario. If you become like say the president of America, for the time being, in the future we don't know. For the time being, if you're the president of America, if you're very charismatic, if you're extremely charismatic with a good heart, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and very skilled, no doubt many of the unnecessary problems can be stopped, to be very honest. Many of the unnecessary problems can be stopped because of you, right? So that requires power. So he has the power. And whereas many of the other leaders, for example, like Singapore, the first prime minister, he's a brilliant leader. But Singapore is a very small country and he cannot do anything for the world. So he can protect his country. This is the priority. Otherwise, he can be one of the top leading leaders of the world. Lee Kuan Yew, the first prime minister of Singapore. Brilliant person. Amazing. So what I'm saying is that we need power to make things effective, to make things work on a large scale. So number 2 is power. What is number 3? No, aspiration prayer. Aspiration prayer is where you cannot do. Do you have the potential to do that? You have all the 3 qualities. What are the 3 qualities of Buddha? Perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. You have the seeds of these 3. The power. You have the seed. And you have the seed, but then you don't manifest it now. So, for example, say, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. What is that? And that's aspiration. Yes. What is prayer? Okay. Is there anybody who just give me an example of a prayer? So what kind of prayer you make? Quick. Somebody. Yes, Nadia. Please bless us to get rid of. May my self-grasping ignorance be gotten rid of. May. You getting it? May my self-grasping ignorance be gotten rid of. May my family be happy, right? May I have compassion. May everybody. So may. This is prayer. So bodhicitta is the best of the prayer. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. This is the best of prayer. You getting it? So where at the moment what we can do is small things like somebody's sick, let's say, then you help the person. Okay, you need some hot water, then you give hot water. But on a large scale, we cannot do that. We can include them in prayers. May I be able to serve all the sentient beings. That is the aspiration prayer, which you cannot do now. You include them in the form of very powerful prayer. So these prayers make things happen. And of course, there are other factors, right? Just saying that may I become a Nobel laureate in physics, may I become a Nobel laureate in physics, and always end up in the pubs. This is a false prayer. This is not a realistic prayer, right? Prayer and you have to work. These 2 should go together. You're getting it? Prayer and we should work. These 2 together. So that is the aspiration prayer. What is next? Then the power. We need to have the power to really create the effect, to leave some the impact in the world. We need power. What is next? And some people, the thing is that you could feel their power. When they come, they say something, do this, automatically everybody has to do it, right? Everything becomes so effective. There's such we call it charisma. There's some presence there which make things happen very effectively. Okay, so this is the same. Some people have so much power in what they say. So much power in their presence. Just be present, then everything is falling in place, right? Everything is falling in place. You don't have to tell others, do this, do that. Just by the person there, everything falls in place. That's amazing. In some schools, when the director, the principal, is extremely, there's a great, the power in this person, and the charisma and the power. When the school principal, how do you know the principal is in the school or not? Very easy. You go to school, if it is messy, the school principal is not there. That particular principal, not all. Where suddenly you go there, everything is in place, so clean, tidy. Even the school teacher, they go to class on time, tak, 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 tak. And school children also, they are sitting in the, which means the school principal is there in the campus. This is a power. The school principal doesn't have to say anything, but it's not with all school principals, right? Some principals, no effect. Some have tremendous power. Okay, what gives this power? Say those people in the past lives, in the former lives, or in this life, we respect others. We respect knowledge. We show compassion towards others. We respect your parents. You have been kind to the sick people, and so forth. These are the karmic causes for us to gain power in the future lifetimes. When you do something, everybody will just automatically follow what you intend to do. Everybody will just make things happen. Their system power. What is the next? Primordial wisdom. So this takes us to the question: what is the difference between the wisdom in the set of 6 and the primordial wisdom in the set of 4? What's the difference? So what we learned is that we talked about the 2 truths: ultimate truth and the conventional truth. Know the ultimate truth so well, this will help us to undermine our negative emotions. Negative emotions will be subsided. Anger, agitation, jealousy, craving, everything will be subsided by seeing the emptiness, ultimate reality. By seeing the conventional reality, right? We are all interdependent. We are all dependent on each other. My happiness depends on their happiness. So if I create happiness to them, I get the maximum happiness. If I remove their miseries, my miseries are removed. If I create miseries for others, I get the miseries. So knowing this interdependency, your compassion grows. You getting it? So seeing the ultimate truth primarily, seeing ultimate truth, it primarily helps us to undermine our negative emotions. Seeing the conventional truth so well, it primarily helps us to boost your compassion and the joy. So we don't want miseries. Miseries will be undermined by seeing the ultimate truth primarily. We want the maximum happiness. Maximum happiness is the result of your universal compassion. And universal compassion will be given to you by understanding, by having a thorough understanding of the conventional truth. You're getting it? So the wisdom in the context of the set of 6 perfections, that wisdom is the wisdom to realize the ultimate truth. And the wisdom, primordial wisdom, in the context of the set of 4, this is the wisdom to understand the conventional realities. So the 2 wisdoms, you're getting it? Good. Any more questions? So all questions answered, except for the other questions. You're getting it? Okay. So 11, then 11, we have the practical announcements to be made. Okay, so we'll quickly take another 10 minutes. Still 10 minutes, right? Oh, Venerable Kumpila is here already? Okay, so let's pretend we are not seeing Venerable Kumpila. Okay, this is Offic's problem, right? He raises his hand like this, and he steals my time. I steal time from Venerable Kumpila, he steals time from me. And later on he'll say, what happened to the wisdom of the meditation emptiness of mind? Again, later on see that. Okay, quick. So the moment you generate this, okay, we are talking about gade, para, samgade, bodhisattva. We are talking about this. You're getting it? Same. The moment you generate bodhicitta, spontaneous bodhicitta, you become a bodhisattva. Simultaneously, you enter the first gade. You're getting it? The first gade is already within you, gade. So what are these things? Now, it becomes easy for you. I'll share with you what each of these 5 points mean. The first gate is part of accumulation. The first gate, para samgate, bursa, the mantra. The first gate is the part of accumulation. Second gate is the part of preparation. Third gate is the part of seeing. Fourth gate is the part of meditation. And the fifth gate is the part of no more than. Very good. All of you are already aware of that. Let me repeat it. First gate is part of accumulation. Second gate is part of preparation. Third gate is part of. No, that's not true. There's no third gate. Third one is paragate, right? Okay, paragate is for part of seeing. Parasangate is part of meditation. Bodhiswaha is part of normal learning. Bodhiswaha, in the context of the Mahayana practitioners, you become a Buddha. You getting it? Okay. So, what are the differences among these 5? These 5 is not like we are not entitled to alter the sequence. This sequence must be strictly followed. Gade, part of accumulation, part of preparation, part of seeing, part of meditation, part of normal learning. I'll quickly explain this and then we'll stop here. Okay. Part of accumulation. So we are trying to build a house, build a castle. The castle of the Buddhahood. May I become Buddha. You're getting it? This is the main goal. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. We are trying to build a castle of the Buddhahood. For that matter, just imagine how you build a house. When you build a house, first you have to collect the materials, yes? You have to collect the raw materials, right? What is the first part? Part of accumulation. You accumulate the materials. What materials? 2 materials. Material of wisdom and material of the method. Method and wisdom. So this method considers all the other paths like bodhicitta, generosity, ethical discipline, patience, enthusiasm. All these things fall under this category, method. The materials of the method and the materials of the wisdom. These 2 should be accumulated as much as possible. That is to be done when you generate the first bodhicitta. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. That is your main job. Accumulating the 2 what we call, technically we call them as gathering the 2 accumulations. Accumulation merit and accumulation wisdom. What is next? Part of preparation. Part of preparation, I'll explain a little later. What's the third one? Part of seeing. What is part of seeing? Okay. So finally, what will make you to attain Buddhahood? Tell me. Quick. What will make you attain Buddhahood? Just share thoughts. Wisdom of emptiness, right? Wisdom of emptiness. You should be able to see the wisdom. Your wisdom should see emptiness. Your wisdom to see emptiness directly. You getting it? Your wisdom to see emptiness directly. The moment you see emptiness directly, for example, like let's say that, okay, so I'll close my eyes and I say that Venerable Chung is here. Is it correct? It's correct, right? I'll close my eyes. But Luca, he's smart. Okay, Krishna closed the eyes and he said that Venerable Chung said, Venerable Chung, you come here. Luca comes here. And someone asks you, Krishna, tell me who is in front of you? Venerable Chung is there. And Luca said, no, I'm here. You're getting it? So it's because I'm not seeing it directly. Whereas if I see, hey, this is Venerable Chung, right? And Luca is smart. Change, I say, now it's Luca, right? So I see directly, nobody can waver my conviction. So we have to see emptiness directly, not just a conceptual experience. We have to see emptiness directly. See emptiness directly happens on the third path. What is the third path? Path of seeing. So when you see emptiness directly, that is what combats with the self-grasping ignorance. Wisdom of emptiness we see emptiness directly will combat the self-grasping ignorance. Real elimination of the mental defilement starts from the path of seeing. right? For example, say if I'm suffering from tuberculosis, then I'm feeling thirsty, I'm feeling weak. Then you may give some. The Lan will give me some energy bar. Lan, yes, right? Okay, Sheila, you have no energy. Then she brings some energy bar. You know what an energy bar is? Hey, Kyle, you know energy bar, right? She gives me some energy bar, and then let's say the Venerable Chung will give some water, right? Okay, will they help me to remove the tuberculosis bacteria? No, but they're very helpful. They're very helpful. You're getting it? If I don't have energy, then I may die very soon. If I don't get this, if I don't keep myself dehydrated, I may die very soon. So these are required. But tell me, what will actually help remove the tuberculosis bacteria? Which medication? Yes. Which specific? Which antibiotics? There are thousands of antibiotics. Special made for this. What is that special made for? What is that one? Isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol. These are the antibiotics required. Isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol. You require these medicines. You're getting it? With these medicines, then what happens? Then the actual bacteria starts to go away. So part of accumulation, part of preparation, it is like receiving the energy bar from Lan, right? Part of accumulation, part of preparation. During these two times, your mental defilements are not really removed, right? There, you say you suppress the mental defilements, but the mental defilements are not really removed from the root. You're getting it? Okay. They are. Is there somebody there? No. Venerable Kumbhala is there? No. We're pretending she's not there, or she's not there. Huh? Okay. So we may extend another half an hour. Okay. So there are two ways of removing the not really removing, but what? Yeah, removing the mental dust. There are two ways of doing it. Same. Where are your shoes? Hey, where are your shoes? Outside. Same. Venerable Kumbhala gets a message from the office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Oh, His Holiness is coming to Tushita, right? Then Venerable Kumbhala says, hey, we have to clean this up. Remove all the shoes, right? And clean this up. His Holiness coming to the main temple. Then sudden message comes that His Holiness is already there, right at the gate. No time to remove the shoes. So what you do is that some people, what they do is they went to get a tiny, very clean, the new bed sheets and cover these shoes with the bed sheets and put some flowers on it. Right? Okay, is it dirty now? Is it messy now? No, it looks so clean, so beautiful. But the shoes are removed, not removed. Still not removed. It's hidden there. You're getting it? So mental defilements can be removed, and whereas suddenly, oh, it's a false alarm. His sons will come in 1 hour. Then what do? You remove the bedsheet, remove the shoes properly, right? Now the shoes are there or not? Shoes are not there. So remove the shoes. There are two ways of doing it. One is suppressing it. Other one is actually removing from the root too. So saying gate. First two gate, their mental defilements are suppressed. They're not really removed from the root. You're getting it? Now paragate, mental defilements root is what? Self-grasping ignorance. Self-grasping ignorance can be affected only by the wisdom of emptiness. To see emptiness directly. Only when you see that, then you get the real medicines for your problem. Right? Part of seeing. At the part of seeing, then the mental defilements are started to be removed gradually. Okay, part of seeing. Okay, what's the second part? Part of seeing is what? First, second, third, fourth. Third one, what's the second one? Part of preparation. Part of preparation is like you're preparing to see the emptiness. You're preparing to get the remedy. You're preparing to get the remedy. What's the remedy? Part of seeing. The wisdom of emptiness. Direct realization of wisdom emptiness. Direct realization of wisdom emptiness comes when you reach the path of seeing. So you're preparing to get there. That's part of preparation. Okay. If somebody tells me, if a doctor tells me that, hey, take these medicines, isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol, take these medicines and your tuberculosis will be over. Then if you're a doctor, what will you tell me? I take these medicines and the next day I come to you. Hey doctor, you told me that you take the medicines, then your problem over. I took the medicines and the problem is still there. What will you advise me? Quick. So Luca, as a Dr. Luca will tell me that you have to take the medicine for 6 months. It's not just one day. You getting it? So the direct reality, wisdom of emptiness that you have, it must be practiced continuously. Continuous practice known as meditation. What is the next path? About the meditation, the wisdom of emptiness you get, the direct wisdom of emptiness that you get, you have to continuously practice it. This is a part of meditation. With the continuous practice, after 6 months, what happened to tuberculosis? Tuberculosis is gone. You are perfectly healthy. Your all the mental forms are gone. Your Buddha nature becomes perfectly healthy. That is Buddhahood. Bodhiswaha. You getting it? You become a Buddha. Okay, good. So what next? So okay, if there's something to be discussed, yeah, wisdom, the merging emptiness mind, and so forth. Okay. On the okay, Venerable Kumbhela is here, not here. No. Oh, let's take 2 minutes now. Okay. Okay, Venerable Kumbhela, just give me 2 minutes. Sorry. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, let's say, I am very. A gentleman here. What is his name? No, gentleman here. Your name? Dugar. Okay. I am very unhappy. And the current P. I am very unhappy. You getting it? Okay. Happy. Okay, just imagine that Venerable Kumbhela make us work so hard, karma yoga. Make us work so hard for 3 hours under the scorching sun, right? We are feeling so thirsty, hungry, and we are feeling so hungry. Venerable Kumbhela, nothing to drink, nothing to eat, right? And suddenly you see a box there, big box there, like a room, enclosed room, and you can hear some sound from inside. Like this sound you can hear. Oh, I've been working for 3 hours and there's somebody inside this box also 3 hours there. This person must be also hungry and thirsty, right? And then you knock at the bank. How are you doing? Listen. What did you hear? Hey, children, what did you hear? Yes, somebody inside the box said that I'm very unhappy. You feel so sorry, right? And you break the box, you open the door, the door and ask, hey, you must be very unhappy. I'm very sorry. Said, who told you I'm unhappy? I just said, I. And then you must be the one. No, I am, right? Who said am? I'm very happy. I just said am. I said, where, right? Who said I'm unhappy? I just Re means mountain in Tibetan. All right, it's a beautiful mountain, right? Right? An San Suu Kyi. An. Hey, right? And P, right? You know what P is? Right? So she said, P, right? Who said I'm unhappy? Then you're confused. Oh, I heard somebody said that I'm very unhappy. And then you're confused. Am I hallucinating? Or am I schizophrenic? Oh, there's some problem. Then I went to look for somebody. Then I saw Kyle. Right? Kyle, please come. Please come. Right? You should be my witness. Come. Then you can know. How are you? Kyle, what did you hear? Oh, you heard it. It's not me hallucinating. It's not me schizophrenic. No, you're perfect. You're all right, right? And then we get in, and again we ask, again same. Karen saying that, I just said pee, right? I didn't say anything. Who said I'm unhappy? I'm very happy. Everybody say I'm very happy, right? Kyle, what happened? Okay. So said, no, Geshe, don't worry. You're not hallucinating. I also heard the same thing, right? So this is how our mind works. Emptiness of the mind. This is how our mind works. When you say that, oh, it's very cold. It's very cold, right? It is very cold, right? Your 5 moments of your mind. 5 moments of the mind. First moment of the mind said, it. And then left. Second moment of the mind came and said, is. And left. Third moment of the mind came and said, where. Fourth moment came and said, re. And fifth moment said, no, what is it? Cold, right? Cold. And the cold coffee. Cold coffee is good. What's bad with it? I just said cold coffee. That's it. Cold. What's wrong? Right? If you go in this, say, we get a feeling that there's one, say, a mind which thinks that I'm very cold. I'm feeling very cold. But actually, what happens? They are, okay, I am feeling very cold. There's 7 moments, right? I am feeling very, okay, I am feeling very cold. 7. I am feeling very cold. 7 moments, right? 7 moments. So you have actually these 7 moments of the mind. This is how it works. So just as a flower, this flower, you go into the atoms, none of the atoms are flower. None of these 7 moments of the mind said, I'm feeling cold. You're getting it? But how come that you get the feeling that I'm very cold? When you say that I'm feeling very cold, pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling. Very unpleasant feeling. You're getting it? So when this feeling doesn't come, you're fine. You don't feel the unpleasant feeling, right? So how it works is that there are individual moments of the minds. Individual. When you say feeling, the earlier moment, I am, they're gone. They're not there, right? And these 7 moments of mind, they have their own jobs. They have their own job. They have their own duty. The first mind duty is to say I and left. Then second moment of the mind is duty. What is the duty of the second moment of the mind? Am and then left. Then third moment comes and said fee and left. Then the next one comes laying, then left, then cold. That's it. So no one moment of the mind said that I'm feeling cold. And then if you go one by one, there's no one moment which said that I'm feeling cold. Then how come that you think that you're feeling cold? Because I'm feeling cold. This feeling is not actually present anywhere. Objectively, it is not there. Subjectively, you put all these moments, 7 moments together, and subjectively, you create impression like a flower. Actually, it's just atoms. It's just atoms. There's nothing there's a flower. And from distance, ultimate conventional analysis creates a sense of flower. Likewise, conventional analysis put them all together and create an illusion that I am feeling cold. This is how your mind works. You're getting it? Your mind works. If you go in this to ultimate analysis, subject the mind to ultimate analysis, you see that none of the moment of the mind says that I am very unhappy. I am feeling very cold. None of the moment of the minds said it. So, what we are seeing is just like an illusion. Illusion, right? When you think of this is a very powerful meditation. Just do it moment by moment of your mind. And then you see that it's illusion. If you really feel it, that objectively there's no one moment which said that I'm feeling unhappy, instantly your mind will feel uplifted. You're getting it? Uplifted. The uneasiness will go away. This is a very powerful practice, but when you actually do that, at times you may feel a little fear because we are addicted to seeing things as objectively real. And now this is the biggest blow. This wisdom, meditation is the biggest blow to this self-grasping ignorance. So there's a clash happening between a chronic belief in self-grasping ignorance, and our new version of the wisdom, which comes to say there's nothing object real. There's a clash there. Clashes manifest in the form of friction. The friction manifests in the form of the fear in your mind. You're getting it? And this fear will not last long. Continue practicing this. This fear will be replaced by incredibly profound, I'll say, the feeling of ease and tranquility. Because all these disturbances are created by the self-grasping ignorance. The moment grasping ignorance is gone, then the ease will come to your mind. And this ease that you get out of seeing emptiness is something which I've never experienced before. You getting it? Okay, we'll stop here. Avram Kumpelam, you'll like to make some announcement. Shall we do the direction prayer? Very quick. Okay, direction, don't worry. We have the direction prayer in the sock offering. We'll do them. We just say the 2 verses. Direction prayer, 2 verses. And the Venom Kumbalan's here. Or Venom Kumbala, we can. Is it possible we can have the lunch at 12:30? So because soon after it's already 11:30. Good, thank you. Page 52. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mohana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, the renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom has blinded with ignorance. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswaha. Okay, we'll stop here. Yes, 3 prostrations.